Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another movie review. Um, Over the weekend I saw A Thousand Words, and I know there are probably a lot of you out there who are probably going to look at me cross-eyed and say, well, why did you enjoy that film? Because it was a flop. Well, I'm not going to say that. It wasn't the best movie ever made, nor was it the worst movie ever made, but it redeemed itself in many uh, in in many aspects, because I feel like it had a good message involved, many good messages involved, plus it illustrated a problem that's within a certain community that they're not very open to talking about. Plus, as I've said before in other reviews about film, the camera is an agent of honesty. It's anonymous and only depicts the truth. It's non-biased and non-partial. So I've always believed that, and it's absolutely true. There's a lot of honesty in the pulchritude of that statement. But anyway, uh, the movie itself is about a man. He's kind of a money grubber. His name's Jack McCall, and he's a very successful young man who has everything that he's ever wanted, and he's uh, he's kind of been having problems with his own life. Well, actually, he has. It's very apparent that he is suffering from marital troubles and problems at work. He's greedy and a liar, and there's an opportunity for him to sign this guru named Sinja. Now, Sinja really reminded me of Deepak Chopra, and I really thought that was amusing. And I don't know if anybody caught on to that, but maybe that was meant to be sort of a mockery. Well, not really a mockery, but kind of a little rib at Deepak. And of course, Jack McCall, he's always believed that the new wave way of thinking is just a bunch of hocus pocus, malarkey, um, baloney, and he just doesn't believe it. He thinks that it's ridiculous, and he knows that he's going to be able to sign Sinja, and well, to make a long story short, he does, but he gets something else in the process, and I'm not going to say what that is, but in the duration of the film, he discovers just how much can be gained not from talking so much and just by keeping still. My grandmother Ruth always said, "It's a still tongue makes a wise head," and there's so much wisdom in that, and you can learn so much more from being silent than you can from actually speaking, and it's proven that through our nonverbal actions, we depict more of who we are rather than through our words. And there are other things that are discussed here, just part of capitalism. They explore that through Jack McCall. I think he is an allegory for capitalism and materialism, and also there's an underlying theme throughout which involves he and his dad, and I won't go into that, but they bring out that quite a bit in the film itself, and there's a lot of truth to that, and it's really sad, but rather that to be brought out than sugar-coated, because I just don't think that's a possibility. Um, I was just thinking about the movie in and of itself, and how enjoyable it was, and just how much of a teaching tool it was, and how I could relate to it, because at one point in time I was quite a bit like Jack, selfish. I didn't really care about anybody else in the world. I thought that the universe revolved around me. Um, kind of greedy and thought that I deserved the best and only the best. And this is not the way to live. This is just is destructive, and it's even more self-deprecating than you would believe. You think it would make you happy, but it just makes you feel more empty inside. And there's truth to that, and the movie also illustrates this point beautifully. And actually, my favorite part in the film, A Thousand Words, is near the end. I won't say what happens, but what occurs really made me. It gave me pause because after going through that period of time in my life, I had a rebirth, and right now I'm going through trial by fire. But I think through the refinement, I'm becoming um, a better person and happier, even more beautiful. At least this is my my hope, and that I give other people inspiration as well as I go through this period of tribulation. But it just shows that there is hope, and even though you go through something very challenging and difficult, that you can make it through, and it is worthwhile, and you become even a more resplendent being than before. You are new, you are free. And it's actually illustrated in the very last part, and I won't say how or what depicts that, but it's absolutely gorgeous in the end, and I just adored it. Now, I'm not going to say this is the best film. I'm not going to say it's the worst, but I would say it's good, and it's entertaining, and it's enjoyable, and there are parts in it that will give you pause and make you think, and it's a good teaching tool. Now, it may not have been the best idea for a comeback for Eddie, God love him, but I think it was an idea that was, with all intentions, a good idea. And I wish there were more films like this, honestly, because you need to look at the whole idea of interconnectivity, and just the fact that there's so much more to this life. And it's what I heard recently. We are we are human beings on a spiritual journey, and I think that is what is at the crux of this film in and of itself, even though people will say, oh, this is just terrible. No, it's not. Yes, there are filler moments that could have been cut out and left alone, but as far as films are concerned, I could consider this a guilty pleasure, because I think that there's a lot to it that make it really meaty and pithy, and worthwhile to discuss, according to how I feel about life in general, and just what is life all about. That's the question that this film actually answers in and of itself. I thought it was very spiritual. So if you have a chance to see it, don't judge all the naysayers and the people who have made reviews of this, because all in all, it's actually not a bad movie, and I found it a lot better than some of the films I've seen in the past, and it gives you something to ponder. So give it a go.